If you're going through a rough patch with your video business right now and the future seems very uncertain, this video is for you. I started my business back in 2011 and went full-time with it in 2019. I had a few years of highly successful business in which I was selling 6 figures a year of video projects. But in 2021, we moved away from my client base so that my wife could pursue her dream of being a professional ballet dancer. My business began to decline. Year over year, business got worse even as I put more effort and more time into lead generation and sales. I then had to take a part-time food service job to help pay for the bills as I continued to try to revive my business. My wife and I came to the conclusion that all of our efforts were not working and I would have to get a full-time job. As much as I love being an entrepreneur and working for myself, that dream, which was a reality, was going to have to be laid aside at least for a time. A few weeks ago, I was fortunate enough to land a full-time dream job with a dream organization. First off, I really mean this. Trusting and depending on God and His sovereignty has been a huge part of this journey. I believe God is in total control of all my circumstances, loves me, and works all things for His glory and my good. Things are rarely turning out the way I hope or think is best, but in the long run, I can look back and see how much better His ways were than my own. His timing has been downright frustrating and angering to me at times, but I have to believe that there is incredible wisdom in it, even if I don't understand it. For a couple of years, I wondered if I would end up spending the rest of my life doing entry-level work that brought in less money than what would pay the bills. After 200 job applications with no interviews, I was discouraged that I could ever get a job at all. I know a lot of these experiences and feelings are shared by others, perhaps even you. But your story is going to be different than mine. The timing of your circumstances will be different than mine. Your attitude toward your circumstances and how things turn out will be different than mine. But my next encouragement to you is to view your life outside of your hopes or expectations and see every circumstance as an opportunity to learn and to be humbled. Strive to have the best and most positive attitude you can no matter what. You can't choose the circumstances you have to go through, but you can choose how you will go through those circumstances. Maintaining a heart of thankfulness, seeing each difficulty as an opportunity for humility and growth, doing what you can to appreciate and serve the people around you will go a long way in making life tolerable. The last couple of years have been extremely hard for me as it relates to my business and this love of mine of being able to work for myself. I have learned so very much from it that I am applying now and will continue to apply and pass on to others for years to come. For instance, I am not completely closing down my LLC, but leaving it open on the side to take on occasional client work and passion projects. In fact, I now get to turn far more of its attention to the kinds of projects and work I thrill at doing rather than whatever it takes to make a living and provide for my family. I am fortunate enough to have landed a full-time job still within my industry that is affording me far greater opportunities to grow as a filmmaker. This is also good news for this channel in that I will have access to many more kinds of gear and shooting scenarios to pass on to you. The next thing I've learned through this whole process is that no part of life is wasted. Maybe things turn out very differently than I ever expected or hoped for, but I can see how each step prepared me for the next. Working a standard American 40-hour-a-week job is not the only way to make a living or do what you love doing, but neither is working for yourself, picking your own projects, and working on your own time. Life is more than work and careers. This is hard for me to live out because I absolutely love what I get to do, and even in my downtime, I prefer to work. But it's true. I have learned through my business failing to see every twist and turn of circumstance as an opportunity to embrace rather than an obstacle to overcome and force my own agenda. I don't think I would appreciate the full-time job I have now had I not gone through as hard of times creatively and financially as I did the last few years. I don't think I would have valued it had I not put as much effort as I could into accomplishing my dream and finding out I was unable to. I also would never have seen how I am accomplishing my dream, far more than what I thought my dream was, had I not looked for evidence of God's faithfulness and goodness in my life and been thankful for each new circumstance I live. The next lesson comes from a good friend of mine who counseled me that just because something I attempt doesn't work out does not make me a failure. Yes, my business is no longer in a place that can support me and my family, but that does not make me personally a failure. My identity and your identity is far greater than a career. I've grown to really dislike how wrapped up our culture is in work and career. It seems like the first question people ask after introducing themselves is, what do you do? We talk about work all of the time. We bring work home and make ourselves instantly accessible to it via text or email in a context that was unheard of just a few decades ago. We don't know how to rest. We don't know how to play. We don't value people and relationships as much as security, productivity, and convenience. These are all things I have been at fault for most of my adult life, and I'm only now beginning to see these for what they are and attempt to push back at them a little. Part of overcoming these has been experiencing complete failure within business. It's hard to be asked, so what do you do? And to be able to honestly say, I'm a videographer and I own my own video production company, when it's been weeks, if not months, since I last got a check for that work, or last been able to hit record on a camera or edit footage that I shot in a timeline. Spending 40 to 60 hours a week networking online, conducting sales meetings that didn't lead to sales, or working in a coffee shop or door dashing does not quite constitute being a videographer who owns a video production company. And so, being stripped of this experience gave me fresh perspective that there is more to life than what I do to make money. And I am not a failure even if my business fails. Be thankful for every little thing you have in life. Maybe you get to grocery shop after watching this video. Not everyone in the world is able to do that today. Maybe you get to drive to work or a project today even if it doesn't pay well. Not everyone has that ability. You're watching this video on some sort of device. Not everyone has access to the internet or time today to spend watching a YouTube video. So keep a thankful attitude. Finally, I encourage you to reach out to those around you and share your experience, good or bad, as you live it. Don't just wait till you have a happily ever after story before you start sharing it with others. One of the ways to get through hard circumstances is by those around you helping you carry that load with you. When things begin to turn for the better, they will also be immensely encouraged because they've walked through the dark times with you as well. Be humble and vulnerable as you share hard times. They make the good times all the sweeter. That's what I've been doing with my friend community the last couple of years, and it's made a world of difference. I don't know where you are right now in your personal journey, but keep plugging away and be open to options that are different than you necessarily want. Pursue opportunities until doors close. Be quick to pivot when necessary. Be eternally grateful for all you get to enjoy. God bless you, and I know you will do great things in your personal journey. I hope this video was helpful for you because though I won't be seeing you in the next one, you're sure to see me. Rough.